and it's time. I think it's the topic I've been looking forward most to speaking about. I mean, obviously all of it. When we lose, when Detroit Lions lose, the fan base is so damn annoying. Sometimes when we win, they're annoying, but when we lose, it's even more annoying. The amount of negativity coming out of it, and people are trying to call Ben Johnson. People trying to call Jared Goff. People try to call Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
They're bitching about his lack of usage, his lack of, I guess, productivity, however you want to say it, whatever you want to call it. And it's so much. Jameson Williams bitching about it too. We got a tweet. I don't know if any relationship to this guy that he liked this guy's tweet talking about what J-Mo was bitching about wanting the ball more or getting the ball to J-Mo. Dolph is the guy's name. Said, get the ball in Jameson Williams' hands, man. I don't want to hear it. And J-Mo, you see at the very top, J-Mo liked the tweet.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and in the 4 games that he's played this year, he only has 5 targets, 1 catch for 41 yards and the touchdown, and that was on that broken coverage. I kind of agree. Obviously, we heard from inside sources that Jameson Williams tweaked his knee in that game. He didn't re-injure anything or aggravate anything, but it was just a little knee tweak, and I'm sure he'll be fine for the next game. But I do believe that Jameson Williams needs to get the ball in his hands more. Whether that be on bubble screens, whether it be on short ends, anything like that, you need to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers in open space. This guy is dangerous when he has the ball in his hands in the open field, and you need to be doing that. He shouldn't just be a streak runner. He shouldn't just be a go route guy. You should be trying to get the ball in his hands at all points. But I'm not freaking out about it because I believe in Ben Johnson and I believe in Antoine Randall L. and that wide receiving room and coaching staff that they are building him up to this. You got to think this is still a guy who came off of an ACL tear, who didn't have his rookie minicamp, his OTAs, his training camp, anything like that to kind of get used to the Lions scheme, get used to the Lions route trees, everything like that. He doesn't have the rapport with Jared Goff yet because he only has 1 catch with the guy. This isn't a guy that should jump in there and immediately be running at all route trees, routes 1 through 9, should immediately be doing all of this. No, you have to build that over time, and this guy will get eventually utilized in this offense for sure. You're looking at how long it took DJ Chark to get utilized in the offense. Obviously, some injuries played a factor into that. Yeah. But at the beginning of the year, we expected, they already have this great chemistry. We're seeing it in training camp. We're seeing it in preseason. They're making plays together. And it took them a while to get on the same page.
Yeah.
Again, there were some injuries in there to make up for it, but still, it's not something that could just happen overnight. It's not something that could just happen to a rookie receiver when he is coming off of an injury and instilled in the middle of the season in an offense that is already flowing, that already has its rhythm, that already has its scheme on what they want to do, and you introduce a weapon that kind of goes against, like his strengths go against what the Lions have been doing this year, whereas dink dunks, check downs, moving the ball methodically down the field. Jameson Williams is that big explosive chunk play guy. And that being said, yes, I want to see him get more involved, but it will come. It will come with time. Trust me. They didn't move up to draft this man for him to get 5 targets, for him to get 1 catch in 4 games. That's not what they are molding Jameson Williams into being. He is going to be a high-volume, explosive receiver eventually. It's just going to take some time to get integrated into the offense.
That's where I'm at. Like, the whole entire year, I'm usually a hothead. I've been telling y'all to be patient. With the defense, I told you to be patient. With Dan Campbell, to a certain extent, I was like, be patient, but I was also like, well, Ben Johnson's right there. But nonetheless, calm down, relax. Like, for real. This guy didn't have a training camp. I don't know if you remember, like, in the offseason, maybe it was like July or something like that, where DJ Chark was speaking with the media. He's like, I love that I can go to, like, Jared Goff, and I can ask him questions about the route. And if he didn't throw it a certain way, I can go to him and I can ask, hey, like, why didn't you throw it to me in that situation? I thought I was open. Like, is this what you were thinking? And they built that rapport that way. And obviously, you've seen that, like, gain trust throughout the season. Now that, DJ Chark's actually healthy, you've seen Jared Goff hit him on a couple, like, 40-yard bombs. They did have a miscommunication in the Thanksgiving game, or whatever that was, or underthrow, whatever you want to call it. But they don't have that. J-Mo wasn't there for the offseason. I mean, he was there, but he couldn't participate in the routes. He couldn't participate in the training camp. Same situation with this. I mean, and look at who's like the second best rookie receiver this year. I'd probably say
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave,
Garrett Wilson,
and like those two specifically, I look at like those teams. I'm like, okay, they're the best receiver probably like in that room right now.
100%.
And that's probably why they're getting like better looks. Plus, they have the offseason and stuff like that. Green Bay, what was the biggest excuse for Aaron Rodgers for like the longest? He's bitching about these rookies.
Yeah,
bitching about how they can't get in sync with them. And ever since he has, who's looked like a complete dog as of late? Christian Watson, the rookie, because they've now got that rapport built a little bit. They now got that, they're in sync. Give Jameson Williams that amount of time to like build that rapport with Jared Goff. I'm not telling you it was the situation of deep ball. Jared Goff should 100% hit that, but that's not what he does 100% of the time. It's just, the deep ball to me in NFL parallels to the home run in MLB. Mm-hmm. Everybody can hit one. But some people just are a little bit more consistent with it.
Yeah.
Some dudes knock it out the park. You know what I'm saying? Guys can do it, but it's not all the time. That's what it is with Jared Goff. So everything else is more so them getting in sync and getting again a type of rhythm. J-Mo learning what Jared Goff likes. The same situation I was talking with DJ Chark, how he's like, I asked Jared Goff, is it you were thinking this situation? They have to get that down. And to the point of the snaps, like in these situations, both from the Jets game and this game specifically too, when you're down in the game, I feel like as the quarterback or even as an offensive coordinator and head coach, you kind of want the guys in the game that your quarterback trusts more. The guys that you as a coach trust more. You've seen Josh Reynolds make these plays. You've seen DJ Chark make these plays. And in all fairness to Jameson Williams, as a rookie, you kind of have to earn your keep. It's not just like given to you on a golden plate. This is not how this works in the NFL. This team specifically, this is why people are attracted to come here to revive their careers, because you have to earn your keep. You have to earn your right to hit the field. And we're being real about Jameson Williams too. Did he not have a dropped pass in that Vikings game? Like, does that not drop your confidence in him a little bit if you're Jared Goff? In the scenario where you're fighting to come back in this Carolina Panthers game, in a scenario we can't get anything going against the Jets, I get we want this as fans to see Jameson Williams in there all the time, 100%. But he has to gradually build to this on top of, like you said, reportedly he's tweaked his knee. As a matter of fact, can you throw up the stats?
Yeah.
Because I know people are bitching about this. His snap count actually went down. But this is actually the most routes he ran was in this game. Week 13, 8 snaps, 2 routes. No catches. Week 14, 13 snaps, 6 routes, 1 catch and a touchdown. Following week, 13 snaps again. And then the snaps dropped, but if you look, he ran 9 more times to catch a pass. Ultimately, he didn't catch it. He got rocked on that one too, by the way. Jared Goff did him no favors in that one. But I'm just, relax. You know what I'm saying? Don't say they're decreasing this stuff. You just saw he ran more routes than he has in any other game. Mm-hmm. He has to build his way into this outside of just being the deep threat. What up, though, Chris?
I think this is just a classic athlete, especially with a football player. I mean, we've all heard about this guy all year, been clamoring to play. Athletes, a lot of times, especially football players, are the first to be like, I'm ready to play. Before the medical experts, before the coaches, before the coordinators all want them to get in. Those players are the first ones to be like, no, F this, I can play. And I think that's what this is just, he's excited and he's getting a little impatient, but this isn't something to concern about trouble in the locker room or anything like that. I think it's just a classic athlete being like, yo, we just lost. I feel I can do more, but not in a disrespectful way. And to logically point out and agree with everything that you guys said about the snap counts, about the taking time to build chemistry, all that. I just think at the end of the day, this is just an athlete doing what athletes do and being the first to be like, I can play. Let me do more. We just lost.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I just want to bring up the Christian Watson example specifically or especially to pinpoint that one in it for you. I mean, that was the one thing Aaron Rodgers has been bitching about all season. No respect to the Packers to be this bad. Some people did. I think Ryan Ermanni did. But now that they've built that rapport, now they've built that chemistry, he's running a lot more routes. He's getting a lot more targets. He's balling, actually.
Yeah.
Christian Watson, when healthy on the field, Aaron Rodgers at this point, balling.
Yeah.
And I hope he's hurt for Week 18.
Christian Watson, you're looking at it, and like you said, this is a guy who was brought in to be the number 1 receiver in this offense.
Yeah.
This isn't a guy who would be your third option coming off of an injury. This is a guy who started the year healthy, was brought in to be the number 1 receiver. First game, 2 catches, 34 yards. Second game, 3 catches, 9 yards. Third game, 1 catch, 8 yards. Fourth game, 1 catch, 1 yard. Fifth game, 1 catch, 12 yards. Fourth game, 2 catches, or sixth game, I'm sorry, I went backwards. Sixth game, 2 catches, 24 yards, and then he blows up. Seventh game, 4 catches, 107. Eighth game, 4 for 48. Ninth game, 4 for 110. It happens like that. Like it does. It's not just plug and play when you're, let alone coming off of an injury into an offense that is already top 5 in the NFL and has a receiving core intact, you're not just going to go in there and automatically get a lion's share, no pun intended, of targets.
Yeah.
This is something that you need to build. And something you need, like Christian Watson was healthy coming into the season. Christian Watson was drafted to be the number 1 receiver in that offense. Coming off of a healthy training camp, had his training camp, had his mini camp, had his rookie OTAs, all of that. And still struggled until week 8 to get more than 3 catches in a game.
Yeah.
So it's what happens. Like, it's okay. This is still a top 5 offense in the NFL. Top 4 offense in the NFL. Amon-Ra is still the number 1 receiver on this team. It's going to take some time. That they don't need to force it to Jameson Williams because there's other options. Would it be nice to see the shiny new toy and get the ball in his hands? Yes, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Jameson Williams get the ball in his hands in space. But I'm not forcing anything to him just because we have to. Because you don't have to if you're the Detroit Lions. You can ease him into it, and the Packers kind of had to. The Packers kind of had to force the hand with Christian Watson, and it still didn't work. So it's not just hunky-dory. Not everybody is Calvin Johnson coming in and being a stud from week 1.
Yeah, my guy Benjamin Fall in the Woodward Sports Chat was talking about if you're a baller, you're a baller. Jamar Chase didn't have to earn touches. Jamar Chase has a rapport with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase was there for the offseason, for training camp. That wasn't the case with Jameson Williams. He's not, Jared Goff wasn't his college quarterback. Jared Goff didn't get to throw to him in the offseason. This is like, they're building this live in front of us. And I promise you, there's plays called for him. You guys saw it in the Jets game. You clearly saw it in the Vikings game. Like, he has to get open and learn the tree. This is progress, guys. Relax. Just calm down.
It's going to be all right. I promise.